I wouldn't consider myself a Republican. Well, given the fact that I'm Canadian, it would be kind of self-explanatory, but up here in Canada, you got the Conservative Party. They don't represent my values, my non-negotiables, my political leanings, so I think I coined this term a little while ago, a conventional conservative. That's what I think most people are, realistically. Okay, we're just here for the truth, for small government, and getting the hell out of the way, and just being true to your principles. Lower taxes, smaller interference on our daily life. Okay, you guys deal with the matters pertaining to the national, state, or provincial, or city level issues, and just let everybody else go, man. Okay, like I said, I think a lot of people adhere to those principles, but you get pigeonholed into different categories, and it's real tough to have a decent conversation, especially with a lot of people, man. And this has been one of those things, and it's really become patently obvious, more so recently than ever, definitely within the past couple of years. But let me explain what I'm thinking about right here. When it comes to people on the left and on the right, regardless, actually, of political affiliation, growing up, I always assumed that whenever somebody was talking about something, they knew the ins and out of it, or ins and outs of whatever they were discussing, okay? I would look up to, well, until I was in 6th grade, then look across, but I would always hold with reverence an adult who was talking on a point, because I always, just maintain the idea that don't speak on a topic unless you know about it. But recently, there's been so many people talking about so many things that they have no idea about. And finding out that that's always been the case has been an infinitely eye-opening experience for me. Then when you get the other side of the aisle constantly labeling, oh, you're radical, you're an extremist, you're one of those MAGA Republicans. And it's like, okay, cool. You don't know anything. But even still, MAGA Republican, the ideals of MAGA, the MAGA movement, yeah, no, America first, all of that type of stuff. I think that it's a fantastic political position for the most part. Yeah, no, that'd all be great. And if you want to do that to the other side of the aisle, you take a look at the crazy leftist socialists that are out there. And I think that that's all just kind of hyperbole if we really want to get down to it. And there are good Democrats that are out there, but they are few and far between, especially when it comes to the political class. When an outsider wants to try to swoop in, well, it should be lauded. Really, at least in my opinion, it should be lauded, because you have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I know that last name comes with a lot of baggage and a lot of vague understanding of the facts. Listen, the Kennedys, they ain't anything to write home about, especially Ted. And if he's offering you a ride home, I wouldn't be taking it. Or if John was offering you a ride with the top down in Dallas, I wouldn't be taking that either. Or if you wanted to take a spin with this guy's old man through the kitchen, I'd also... The Kennedys come with a lot of baggage. But RFK Jr., at least in this scenario, he's been pretty based when it comes to a bunch of different topics, some of which we can't discuss on good old YouTube, right? Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, he announces officially, formally, a 2024 presidential bid. You love to see it, man. Somebody is at least formally going to be running against Biden and his puppet masters, because Joe Biden of the 1980s, well, he liked to drop a couple of M-bombs and be fairly based about certain things, but that Joe ain't here no more, okay? And if the Republicans want to mess around with Trump and stick some empty suit in as the nominee, the person that I would be supporting in the presidential election looks a lot like that guy, okay? Robert F. Kennedy Jr., best known for his positions on environmental law and vaccine safety, filed the paperwork to run for the 2024 race for President of the United States on April 5th. I think he's the first person on the Democrat side to formally announce, because Joe's, it's just all been, just a game of shadows, but he's just trying to play, find the rabbit, man, it's real cool. Oh, look at it. Oh, look at it. Oh, Peter Rabbit Hopper. He filed as a Democrat according to the FEC, Federal Election Commission filing. America is enduring an apocalyptic tribal polarization more toxic and dangerous than any time since the Civil War. Fair enough, man, and that's why I opened up with this headline right here. This is a long old article. I'll link to it, of course, because I did use some of it. But yes, Democrats labeling their opposition MAGA Republicans instead of engaging with them and seeing where they actually disagree on certain talking points. Yeah, if you just label, demonize, the opposition, then you don't have to engage with them. Okay, yeah, it's designed to paralyze the opposition, because most people that are out there, just like I said at the beginning, most people can't think through their own talking points, and they're just they're just reiterating things that they heard secondhand from somebody else. You only end up with a more bifurcated society. And while Democrats battle Republicans, elites are strip mining our middle class, poisoning our children, and commoditizing. There we go. Our landscapes. I will focus my campaign not on the issues that divide us, but the values that we have in common. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Kennedy is the second major candidate. Oh, okay. Democratic nomination drawing Marianne Williamson. Yeah, please. Kennedy's father, the late Senator Robert Kennedy, Sirhan, make sure that you have my six, was assassinated when running for president in 1968. His uncle, John F. Kennedy, was assassinated, and his cousin took a plane and didn't come back, and, well, the only one that stuck around had an Oldsmobile that he liked to park in the lake. Anyways, Kennedy signaled earlier this March that he had a plan to run. If it looks like I can raise the money and mobilize enough people to win, I'll jump in the race, Kennedy wrote on Twitter, day after my birthday, March 10th. If I run, my top priority will be to end the corrupt merger between the state and corporate power that has ruined our economy, shattered the middle class, polluted the landscapes and waters, poisoned our children, and robbed us of our values and freedoms. The only thing that kind of is a bit of a hang up for me is the amount of environmentalism that's on there. But if it's actual environmentalism instead of scare tactics, like fracking is gonna make your tap water ignitable, it's like, Jesus Christ, you people are so fucking dumb. Together we can restore America's democracy. Come on, Rob. You know it's a republic, bro. Come on. Currently, Kennedy has a campaign page soliciting donations from like-minded U.S. citizens. Yeah, I guess you can go to it if you want, but whatever. Because if I was to donate to any political campaign, that would be, I guess, election interference. Canadian election interference. That's right. We have enough election interference from China up here for ourselves. He's running on a message of freedom first. What, America first was it has too much additional connotation, and has positioned himself against what he calls the elites. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has spent his life fighting for American democracy and the liberties guaranteed by the Constitution. His campaign page reads, he has battled against corporate greed and government corruption to protect our children, our health, our livelihoods, our environment, and above all, our freedom. With integrity, courage, and self-sacrifice, he has led Americans in an ennobling fight to restore our country as an exemplary nation, and to end the toxic polarization that divides us and enriches the elites. A lot of bog standard, but good messaging that he has there, saying our, not just putting himself up as most Kennedys would, as a messiah, just above the people. I will bring us back to prosperity. And it's like, yeah, that's all nice and wonderful. Okay. At least he's not talking about our methamphetamine bill, our whores that we share in the pool. Anyways, though a registered Democrat, Kennedy is known to oppose many policies of the current administration, particularly those related to the coup. Yeah, he's been very loud and proud about those and getting canceled off of everything like Instagram, right? Yeah, He founded Children's Health Defense, a health non-profit dedicated to solving chronic health conditions caused by environmental exposures. See, that's a good thing, okay? That's one of those good causes that's out there. Kids that are getting sick thanks to actual toxins that are in the environment. You know, things that are preventative, not, like climate change. In an Epoch TV interview in March, Kennedy cited a 2000 study, year 2000? Cool, by the CDC, in which he studied the relationship between vaccines. And yep, that's all wonderful and fantastic. Can't touch that with a 25-foot pole. The CDC, can't touch that either. Something, my jabs and stuff. Even if it is CDC, well, what's correct today might not be correct tomorrow, and I'm not going to push the envelope when it comes to this stuff. You can read it if you like yourself. Big Pharma, according to Kennedy, the phenomenon of agency capture, in which regulatory agencies become captured by the industries that they're supposed to regulate, is essentially prevalent in the pharmaceutical industry. Oh yeah, Oh yeah. When I began litigating and advocating for vaccine issues in 2005, back when it was all right to talk about that stuff, when Jenny McCarthy was always that kind of the weird former attractive Baywatch star who just couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. It's like, oh, oh yeah, right, yeah, vaccines and autism, yeah, fucking weirdo. Don't worry about the fact that, yeah, oh, your kid's got problems after the fact, after he took the jab. It has nothing to do with those old eggs that you were using to create that kid, and the fact that you've taken miles of dick may or may not have fucked him up a little bit. Don't worry about that, though. Anywho, I was immediately dumbstruck by not only the level of the agency capture within the public health agencies, but the financial entanglements, which were unprecedented in other agencies that basically put agency capture on steroids. Quite a unique descriptor you have there, Kennedy. As an example of this mechanism, he noted the U.S. FDA received 75% of its drug approval budget and 45% of its total budget from the pharmaceutical industry. Fantastic. Not only did the National Institute of Health, NIH, as an agency, but individual scientists within NIH are allowed to patent drugs that they work on and then turn them over to pharmaceutical industries and collect royalties on them. Those scientists over the past decades have collected some $300 million in royalties. Nothing corrupt to see here. Just move along, stupid. Another example, he said, was about the $5 billion out of the $12 billion of the CDC's annual budget is allocated to purchasing vaccines and secretive sweetheart deals with big vaccine companies and promoting those vaccines to a large number of people. Which ones are we talking about? Don't know. So thoughts on the CIA? Okay, interesting. This could be fun. According to Kennedy, the CIA has become a government within our government and a tumor. It's not a tumor on the American system, and proposed to fix the agency by implementing a separate oversight body over it. All right. What are you going to do about the FBI, though? Okay. The program was called MK Ultra. Yo, in the original one, MK Naomi. MK Dietrich, and the other ones, MK stands for mind control. It's mind control. They use the HARP system. It's all designed to control you. I know. I've seen the documents. Now I have to live off the grid 6 months out of the year in Mexico. I was a Navy SEAL, a fighter, a former governor of Minnesota. They were devising ways to control individuals and get people to become unwitting assassins, what they call Manchurian candidates. And yeah, his old man ended up facing the wrath in the Hilton kitchen. I don't remember. Talking about electoral reform, Kennedy told Jan Jelinek, the interviewer, that America is no longer a democracy. Oh, never was, Rob. Come on, man. Come on. That its elections are controlled by wealthy donors. That's true, but let's get the terms right. You're trying to run for president, bro. Money isn't taken out of elections. Kennedy said America is a corporation. Exactly, because everybody gets wealthy except for the people in the country when it comes to elections. According to Kennedy, he grew up in a family that allowed him to be fully engaged with the current affairs of America, especially heavy emphasis on the affairs part. The Kennedys, they love hoes. Kennedy's sister, Kathleen Kennedy Townsend, is a former lieutenant governor of Maryland. His brother, Joseph Patrick Kennedy II, served as a U.S. representative from Massachusetts' 8th Congressional District between 87 and 89. Another of Kennedy's siblings, Chris Kennedy, ran for governor of Illinois in 18, but was defeated in the race by stupid fat-ass J.P. Pritzker, Mr. I want to have bail reform where we could just have big old escape from Chicago situations, but unfortunately, that got rolled back. God damn it. I wanted to see the nonsense that was going on there. So, President Joe Biden is expected to announce his meander for a second term as soon as a Democrat. Yeah, sure. Okay. Meanwhile, the Republican race includes, yes, former President Donald Trump, former U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, and entrepreneur Vivek Tech Support. Yeah, it's going to be wonderful and fantastic, but yeah, okay, so Marianne Williamson and RFK against Joe. Hopefully somebody can get up to that. I think it's 5% in order to get on the debate stage against Joe. Because honestly, man, if there's two decent candidates that are going to be out there, if it's going to be Trump against RFK, that'd be pretty cool, man, to actually have decent candidates on both sides instead of just, oh, fucking crap. Hillary, huh? Yo, I don't fucking think. And then Joe fucking Biden. He's 80. 80-year-old Joe Biden. All right, that's the best you guys can offer. Fan-fucking-tastic. But to actually have a good faith conversation about two people who actually care about the country instead of just trying to get rich off the back of it, that'd be a nice change of pace. It hasn't happened in my lifetime, so I'd like to see a return to that, but probably not likely to happen because we know the DNC's corrupt as a motherfucker, and they have absolutely no shame in hiding the fact that, yeah, the DNC's already been picked. So it's going to be the rematch of Joe and Trump in 2024, but it's going to be fun how we get there. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.